Welcome back to Coin Collector Hub, your number one destination for all things numismatic. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most overlooked but incredibly fascinating coins in modern American currency, the Liberty Roosevelt 1 dime from the year 2022 with the Denver Mint mark, also known as the 2022 D Roosevelt dime. Don't let its small size fool you. This little coin has a massive story, a rich legacy, and believe it or not, some examples are making waves in the market with values reaching up to $543. That's right, a dime potentially worth hundreds. So sit back, grab your favorite coin magnifier, and let's explore the powerful history, incredible value, and circulation secrets behind the 2022 D Roosevelt 1 dime. Let's start by rewinding the clock to where it all began. The Roosevelt dime first entered circulation in 1946. It was introduced shortly after the death of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1945, as a way to honor his legacy and leadership through the Great Depression and World War II. But there was a deeper reason for his appearance on the dime. Roosevelt had been a strong advocate for the March of Dimes, a campaign to combat polio, the very disease that had affected him personally. His face on the dime was both symbolic and meaningful, and it continues to inspire collectors to this day. The design, originally created by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the United States Mint, features a left-facing profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, accompanied by the inscriptions, Liberty, In God We Trust, the year of minting, and the mint mark. The reverse of the coin displays a torch flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right, representing liberty, peace, and strength respectively. These symbols echo the ideals of Roosevelt's presidency. Over the decades, the Roosevelt dime has seen changes in metal composition, mint locations, and subtle design adjustments. From silver to clad, and from Philadelphia to Denver and San Francisco, each variation has added to the story of this beloved American coin. And that story is still being written today, especially with coins like the 2022 D Roosevelt dime. Fast forward to 2022, and the Roosevelt dime continues its proud run. The 2022 D Roosevelt dime was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the most active branches of the United States Mint. Coins from Denver are identified by the small D mint mark located to the lower left of Roosevelt's neck. The 2022 D dime is composed of a copper-nickel clad material, specifically, an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. It has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters and weighs 2.27 grams. Though small and seemingly ordinary, the 2022 D dime is part of a continuing legacy that spans nearly 8 decades. And here's something that many people miss. Certain 2022 D dimes contain mint errors or condition rarities that make them highly desirable to collectors. Whether it's a misstrike, an off-center impression, or unusually sharp details due to early die strikes, these rare conditions can skyrocket a coin's value dramatically. In fact, some error examples of the 2022 D dime have been sold for as much as $543 in auctions and private sales. Now, let's talk money. On the surface, the 2022 D Roosevelt dime is worth 10 cents. That's its face value. But in the world of numismatics, condition, rarity, demand, and even small errors can turn that pocket change into a serious payday. Circulated examples in average condition might not seem particularly valuable. They're still used every day in stores and vending machines. However, coins found in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially those graded MS66, MS67, or higher by professional grading services, can fetch significantly more. The highest graded specimens with flawless surfaces, sharp details, and no post-mint damage have been known to sell for hundreds. Add to that the possibility of mint errors, such as die breaks, double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws, and suddenly your dime might be worth much more than just a trip to the gumball machine. Coins with such errors are extremely collectible, and their values can reach hundreds or even thousands depending on the rarity and demand. Several recent reports from online marketplaces and auction houses have shown that top-tier examples of the 2022 D Roosevelt dime have been sold for as much as $543. These are not average coins, but pristine or error-filled specimens that command big money. So, if you've got a 2022 D dime in your change jar, don't dismiss it too quickly. You might be holding on to a hidden treasure. So, how do you know if your 2022 D Roosevelt dime is worth more than face value? First, look at the coin's overall condition. Coins that are shiny, well struck, and free of scratches or nicks are prime candidates for grading. Second, examine it under a magnifying glass. Look for doubling in the lettering or date, check for off-center strikes, and inspect the rim for unusual features or irregular edges. Even small minting anomalies can turn a common coin into a rare find. Third, compare your coin to high-resolution images of graded and valuable specimens. Pay attention to any subtle differences. And if you think you've got something special, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for an expert opinion. The 2022 D Roosevelt dime is more than just a piece of change. It's a living part of American history, a tribute to a beloved president, and a continuation of one of the most enduring coin designs in U.S. history. Collectors love it not just for its monetary value, but for what it represents: liberty, resilience, and tradition. As the Roosevelt Dime series continues to be minted, newer generations of collectors are discovering the beauty and meaning behind these coins. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, the 2022 D dime deserves a place in your collection, especially if you can find one in exceptional condition or with a unique error. So there you have it, the full story behind the Liberty Roosevelt 1 dime 2022 D United States coin. From its historic roots in the mid-20th century to its potential modern-day value of up to $543, this coin is a perfect example of why numismatics is so exciting. Before you spend that dime, take a second look. You could be holding a coin that's worth far more than 10 cents. And if you're hunting rolls or collecting from circulation, keep your eyes open for those error coins. They're out there, and they could be worth big money. If you found this video helpful or interesting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Coin Collector Hub, and tap the notification bell so you never miss an update on rare coins, market values, and collectible treasures. Let us know in the comments if you found a 2022 D Roosevelt dime or any dime with a unique error. We'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching and happy collecting. Today, we're diving deep into the world of modern coinage with a spotlight on a fascinating piece, the 2018 P. Liberty Roosevelt 1 dime from the United States of America. Now, you might think a modern dime is just pocket change, but hold on to your magnifying glasses, because the story of this small but mighty coin is rich with history, bursting with legacy, and, in rare cases, worth big money. Let's explore why this humble 10-cent coin could be worth up to $543 and what makes the 2018 P. Roosevelt dime a fascinating treasure in your loose change. So grab your coin folders and let's dig in. The historical legacy of the Roosevelt dime. To understand the significance of the 2018 P. Roosevelt 1 dime, we need to travel back to the year 1946, when this iconic design was first introduced. The Roosevelt dime was created to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, shortly after his death in 1945. But this was more than just a tribute to a president. It was also deeply connected to Roosevelt's fight against polio. President Roosevelt had been diagnosed with polio in 1921, and he became a symbol of strength and hope for those suffering from the disease. He helped found the March of Dimes, an organization dedicated to fighting polio. So when Roosevelt passed away, it was only fitting that the dime, the very coin used in the March of Dimes fundraising campaign, would carry his image. Replacing the Mercury dime, the Roosevelt dime debuted in 1946 with a new design by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. His initials JS can still be seen on the coin today. Design details of the 2018 P. Roosevelt 1 dime. Let's now zoom into the details of the 2018 P. Roosevelt dime. Though small in size, it packs a powerful design. Obverse side, it features the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left. You'll notice the word, Liberty, boldly printed along the left rim, with the national motto. "In God We Trust," beneath Roosevelt's chin. Just below the neckline is the mint year, 2018, and to the right of that is the P mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Reverse side: the reverse shows a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch on the left representing peace and an oak branch on the right symbolizing strength and independence. Around the top edge is the inscription, United States of America, and below the torch you'll see the denomination, 1 dime. The Latin phrase, E pluribus unum, stretches across the middle, a proud declaration of unity. The coin is made of a clad composition, copper and nickel bonded to a copper core. It measures 17.91 millimeters in diameter and weighs 2.268 grams. 2018 P. Roosevelt dime production and circulation. In 2018, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 1.3 billion Roosevelt dimes. That's right, more than 1.3 billion coins, flooding into circulation across the United States. Despite the high mintage, many coin collectors still seek pristine examples in mint state or proof-like conditions. Most of these dimes are used daily for small purchases, handed over without a second thought. But among the billions, a small percentage contain errors, unique features, or unusual finishes that make them highly collectible and sometimes extremely valuable. Hidden value and rarity in circulation. Now you may be wondering, how can a coin minted in the billions hold any significant value? It comes down to a few key factors. Coins with minting mistakes, like off-center strikes, double dies, missing clad layers, or broad strikes, can skyrocket in value. A 2018 P. Roosevelt dime with a major die clash or double die obverse (DDO) could fetch well over $100, depending on condition and rarity. Condition and grading. A coin straight from a mint roll with no scratches, nicks, or discoloration could be graded MS68 or higher by grading services like PCGS or NGC. Such high-grade modern coins are exceptionally rare. Some 2018 P dimes in pristine mint state have sold for hundreds of dollars, especially in auction settings. Collector demand. The Roosevelt dime series has remained popular with coin collectors for decades. Many numismatists aim to complete a full collection of Roosevelt dimes from 1946 to present, in the best possible condition. That creates demand even for modern issues, especially with exceptional strike quality or proof-like luster. The big value, $543 and rising. Now let's talk about the big number, $543. That's the estimated value of an ultra-high grade, near-perfect 2018 P. Roosevelt dime, especially one with a rare error or a high third-party grading. In some auctions, collectors have paid $543 or more for a 2018 P. Roosevelt dime graded MS69 with full bands, a term used when the horizontal lines on the torch are sharply defined and fully struck. This level of detail is hard to find and is highly coveted by professional collectors. Keep in mind, not every dime is worth hundreds. Most will only be worth face value. But finding a high-grade specimen or an error coin in your change can turn a simple dime into a $543 jackpot. Tips to spot a valuable 2018 P dime. If you're sorting through your coins or checking your change, here are some things to look for. Check for errors. Use a magnifying glass to inspect for doubled letters, rotated dies, or missing elements. Examine the torch bands. If the horizontal bands are sharply defined, you might have a full band FB coin, a major factor in grading. Avoid wear and scratches. Even tiny marks can drastically reduce value. Handle coins by the edges and avoid touching the surfaces. Get it graded. If you believe your coin is flawless or contains a rare error, consider submitting it to PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading. The legacy lives on. The Roosevelt dime remains a symbol not just of currency, but of courage, leadership, and the fight against adversity. And even in a modern year like 2018, this coin continues to surprise us, both in its legacy and its unexpected value. So next time you receive a dime in your change, take a moment. Look closely. You could be holding a piece of American history, and possibly a coin worth hundreds of dollars. That wraps up our deep dive into the 2018 P. Liberty Roosevelt 1 dime. From its powerful history to its rising value in rare cases, This little coin proves that big things truly do come in small packages. If you found this video helpful or exciting, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss another treasure hunt with us here on Coin Collector Hub. Drop a comment below if you found any rare Roosevelt dimes, or if you want us to feature another coin in our next episode. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and as always, happy collecting. Today's spotlight takes us deep into the heart of American coinage to uncover the fascinating journey, hidden value, and surprise market explosion behind a humble yet powerful coin, the 2017 P. Liberty Roosevelt 1 dime. That's right. A 10-cent piece with a legacy worth far more than its face value. By the end of this video, you'll understand why collectors are buzzing about this coin, how much it could truly be worth, and why it's one of the hidden treasures in modern US currency. So grab your magnifying glasses, because what we're about to uncover will change the way you look at your spare change, forever. The Roosevelt dime has a story rooted in both history and heroism. The series began in 1946, the year following the death of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. As the only president elected 4 times, Roosevelt's legacy shaped the modern American era. His image was chosen for the dime not only because of his presidential service, but because of his personal battle with polio, and his role in founding the March of Dimes, an initiative created to combat the disease. The coin itself became a symbol of both national resilience and personal strength. Designed by John R. Sinek, chief engraver of the U.S. Mint, the Roosevelt dime was simple, elegant, and forward-looking. The obverse side features Roosevelt's left-facing profile, while the reverse carries a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength. This design has remained mostly unchanged since 1946, a testament to its timeless power. Fast forward to 2017. The Roosevelt dime was still in full production, being minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But 2017 marked an important time in modern U.S. coin circulation, especially for collectors who began to notice subtle variations, mint errors, and unique condition qualities that would set certain 2017 dimes apart. The P mint mark on this dime signifies it was minted in Philadelphia, and that alone is special. Why? Because 2017 was the first time in U.S. history that a Philadelphia minted coin bore the P mark on the obverse of a circulating dime. That had never been done before, making the 2017 P dime historically significant. For over 2 centuries, Philadelphia minted coins had no mint mark. The decision to include the P in 2017 was to honor the 225th anniversary of the U.S. Mint, a quiet but profound moment in numismatic history. This seemingly minor detail turned the 2017 P. Roosevelt dime into a key date coin for many modern collectors. Part 3. The Hidden Value in Circulation. Big money in your pocket. Let's talk numbers. Over 1.5 billion Roosevelt dimes were minted in 2017 at the Philadelphia Mint. That's right, billions with a B. So how could a coin so common be worth anything significant? Well, here's where things get really interesting. Within that massive production, several key factors create rarity and value: mint errors, off-center strikes, die cracks, missing elements, and double dies have all been reported in 2017 P dimes. High-grade uncirculated coins, coins preserved in pristine condition, especially graded by PCGS or NGC at MS67 or higher, are extremely rare despite the large mintage. Full band designation on the reverse. If the torch's horizontal bands are fully visible and sharp, the dime qualifies as full bands, a major value booster for collectors. Let's break it down. A typical 2017 P. Roosevelt dime in circulated condition might only be worth its face value, 10 cents. But a high-grade MS67 with full bands, certified and slabbed, has been known to sell for $150 to $300 or more at auction. A flawless MS68 FB example is even rarer, and if you have one of these, you're looking at $500 or more, depending on market trends and demand. But here's the shocker. Unique mint error versions or perfectly preserved pieces with rarity factors have been valued by collectors and dealers at up to $543 or higher in private sales, coin shows, and online marketplaces like eBay and heritage auctions. That's right, a coin worth just 10 cents could be hiding a $500 secret in your collection or pocket. The rise in interest in modern U.S. coinage has opened doors for coins like the 2017 P. Roosevelt dime to gain momentum. Younger collectors and digital marketplaces are now driving demand for coins with unique stories, historic moments, and visual appeal. The 2017 P. Roosevelt dime ticks all the boxes. It marks the first ever P on a circulating dime. It celebrates 225 years of the U.S. Mint. It has a high volume of mint errors. It's part of a beloved and enduring series, and it's still hiding in change, rolls, and drawers across America. Even coin roll hunters have struck gold finding mint state versions in sealed boxes from banks. And with rising silver prices and inflation, every piece of modern currency is being scrutinized for its hidden value. Part 5. How to find and identify a valuable 2017 P dime. So how do you find one of these hidden treasures? First, check your change. Dimes from 2017 with the P mint mark are still floating in circulation. Look closely for clean surfaces, full bands, and bold detail. Next, consider coin roll hunting, buying rolls of dimes from banks or credit unions and searching through them with a magnifier. Third, examine for errors. Things like double strikes, off-center minting, or misaligned dies can turn an ordinary dime into a numismatic jackpot. And finally, if you believe you've found something special, have it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade and encapsulated coin carries far more trust and resale value. Who would have thought that a 2017 dime, one that's easily overlooked, could be a true symbol of American numismatic history, and even better, a potential payday worth hundreds of dollars? The Roosevelt dime has stood the test of time. It's a tribute to a bold leader, a marker of milestones, and a reminder that value isn't always in gold or silver. Sometimes it's in the details. So the next time you reach for your wallet or dig through a coin jar, remember, the 2017 P. Liberty Roosevelt 1 dime might just be your smallest fortune with the biggest story. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button. Subscribe for more rare coin videos, and comment below if you've ever found a 2017 P dime worth big money. Don't forget to share this with your fellow collectors, because knowledge is treasure, and this dime deserves to shine. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and keep the passion alive, right here on Coin Collector Hub. Today's video is going to take you deep into the rich story and hidden treasures of one of the most overlooked coins in circulation today, the 2016 D. Liberty Roosevelt 1 dime. Yes, we're talking about that small silver-colored coin sitting in your pocket change right now, which could be worth much more than just 10 cents. In fact, one special variety of this very coin has shocked collectors by reaching a value as high as $543. Stay with us as we uncover the full story, the design, history, and how you might just find one of these rare gems. To fully appreciate the 2016 D. Roosevelt dime, we need to rewind back to the origin of this legendary coin. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, replacing the Mercury dime, which had been in circulation since 1916. The reason for this change was not just a routine redesign. It was a tribute to one of America's most beloved presidents, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Roosevelt had passed away in April 1945, and just months later, the U.S. Treasury decided to honor his legacy. Why a dime? Because Roosevelt had a deep connection to the dime through his efforts in founding the March of Dimes, an organization initially created to fight polio, the disease he himself battled throughout his life. The dime was the perfect symbol of Roosevelt's perseverance and commitment to public health. The design of the Roosevelt dime was rushed through in record time. Chief engraver John R. Cynic of the U.S. Mint was tasked with creating the new design. The obverse features a portrait of Roosevelt, facing left, with the word Liberty to his left, the motto I in God We Trust below his chin, and the date to the right. The reverse of the coin features a torch, flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. This iconic design has remained virtually unchanged since 1946, standing as a testament to Roosevelt's legacy and America's mid-20th century resilience. Fast forward 70 years to the year 2016. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of Roosevelt dimes that year, and most of them are still in circulation today. The 2016 Roosevelt dime might seem ordinary at first glance, but not all coins are created equal. Some were struck with minor errors. Some were preserved in exceptional condition. And some have entered the collector's market as high-value rarities. The Denver Mint, represented by the D mint mark found just above the date on the obverse of the coin, is known for its precision. But even with modern technology, slight variations or flaws can slip through. These mint errors, along with grade and rarity, are what can elevate the value of a coin astronomically. Let's take a closer look at the details. The 2016 Roosevelt dime is composed of a clad composition, copper sandwiched between two layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a silver-like appearance. It weighs 2.27 grams and has a reeded edge. Collectors often look for strike quality, sharpness of details, and luster when evaluating Roosevelt dimes. A dime with full torch details on the reverse, known as full bands, can significantly increase the coin's value. Full bands mean that the horizontal lines on the torch are completely visible and separated, indicating an exceptional strike. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those graded MS-68 or higher by PCGS or NGC, are rare and highly sought after. The higher the grade, the higher the market value. Now here's where things get interesting. While most 2016 D dimes are worth their face value, a select few have been discovered with rare errors. These include off-center strikes, double dies, die clashes, and even coins struck on the wrong planchet. These anomalies make them extremely collectible. For instance, a 2016 D Roosevelt dime with a strong double die obverse, where elements like the date and lettering appear slightly doubled, can fetch over $100. Combine that with a mint state grade above 67 and you're looking at a coin that has auctioned for as much as $543. That's right, a dime worth $543, all because of its condition, error, and collector demand. Even more commonly, high-grade examples certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC with full bands designation are selling for over $100 and upward, especially in mint state 67 and 68 conditions. These are the coins that savvy collectors are snapping up, knowing their value will only increase over time. One of the most exciting aspects about the 2016 D Roosevelt dime is that it's still in circulation. That means you can potentially find one in your change, in coin rolls from the bank, or even in forgotten jars at home. Because billions were minted, these coins are everywhere. But finding one in mint condition or with a rare error is like striking silver. Coin roll hunting has become a popular hobby for this very reason. You never know what treasure might be waiting in a roll of dimes. Be sure to look for coins with sharp details and know where any unusual features like doubling, misaligned strikes, or strange metal compositions, brilliant luster, and a lack of scratches or dings. Even if you don't have an error coin, a 2016 D dime in superb condition can be worth more than face value, especially if it grades highly and displays full bands. Let's talk numbers. As of now, a 2016 D Roosevelt dime in average circulated condition is worth around 10 cents. But mint state examples, especially in the MS-67 or MS-68 range, can sell between $50 to $150. Add full bands designation, and the value jumps. Rare error coins and double dies can spike all the way up to $543. Collectors love the Roosevelt dime series because of its consistency and subtle variations. Completing a full set with high-grade examples from each year is a challenge that keeps interest strong. The 2016 D is no exception. It's a modern issue, but with a surprising number of varieties and conditions that offer real value. Coins have sold at auctions for as much as $543 when all the stars align: condition, error, demand, and rarity. And remember, the earlier you recognize the value in a coin, the more profit you can make as market interest grows. So, the next time you glance at a dime in your pocket, think twice before tossing it aside. That little 2016 Liberty Roosevelt dime could be worth far more than you expect. Its legacy ties back to a great president, its design is timeless, and its hidden rarities can make it incredibly valuable. If you're a collector, search your change, check your rolls, and look for mint condition examples. If you're new to coin collecting, the Roosevelt Dime series is a fantastic place to start. Affordable, fascinating, and full of surprises, especially coins like the 2016 D that could fetch over $543 in the right condition. Thanks for watching Coin Collector Hub. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more incredible coin stories, and turn on notifications so you never miss a valuable discovery. Leave us a comment if you found a rare Roosevelt dime, or have questions about grading and value. You never know, the next treasure might be hiding in your very own wallet. Until next time, happy collecting!